Hi,
Hi.
Larissa.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I'm
Can-
excited to talk to you tonight. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm excited. It's good to see you. How are you doing down there?
I'm well. I've been, secluded for a while,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's been going really, really well. And
Okay. Oh, good.
with the Grand Rapids Symphony, probably similar to you guys, we have canceled most of our concerts for
Mm.
a while. So it's been a little bit relaxing in that way for me. Just
Okay. Yeah, a little bit less to
catching up
plan.
on some stuff.
Yeah.
Because there aren't rehearsals in the evenings, and I'm a manager on duty for those usually, and
Okay.
concerts at night. So I have so much more time than I usually have in the evenings. So
Yeah.
I thought this would be a great time to connect with other people, and one of the reasons I actually started doing these little interviews.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm excited. Can you hear me okay, or is it muffled? You're good?
It's good. Can you hear
Okay.
me okay?
Yes. Yep. I have
Awesome.
this weird little phone set up here, but I think it'll work.
Yeah. So why don't we start with you just introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about where you studied, what you studied, and then your career path.
Yeah, so my name is Amy. I am the operations manager at the Great Lakes Center for the Arts. It's a performing arts venue up in northern Michigan. So I studied actually accounting at Grand Valley down in Grand Rapids, and I graduated from there. I lived in Grand Rapids for a little bit, and then I actually got offered this job up here. Actually, a lady who worked at the center, she knew me from high school, and she called me one day and said, "Hey, we have this position opening that involves doing accounting and some other things for the center. Would you be interested?" So I came up to interview with them, and at this time it wasn't even opened yet. We I got the job in October of 2017, and then the center didn't open until July of 2018. So yeah, so I decided that it seems like a great opportunity. I love the performing arts. I love that I'd be involved in that and get to use my accounting degree. So yeah, I started there in October 2017. And so I do accounting for them. And then I also do artist logistics. So just coordinating everything when the different artists come to perform, from hotels to car rentals to food, and like the itinerary for the day. So I love
Yeah, we do similar things in
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, and as you know, lots of variety. I feel like not like there's not one day that's the same. So I love that. I love that I still get to do accounting, but then I also get, to be at performances and that as well. So I love it. It's been great.
Yeah, and you're a pretty talented pianist too.
Yeah, I do play piano. So I started when I was about six, and I played in high school. Did a couple like local competitions, and then I accompanied for the Little Traverse Youth Choir for several years.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so did that. I love that. I love accompanying. I play at my church, and now I just kind of play for fun. It's relaxing. So
Yeah.
I have a little keyboard at home that I use, and then I get to use. Or the center has a 9 foot Steinway that I can play, so that's
Oh,
nice
that's
too.
great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, can you tell me more about accounting? Because I know that there's different areas of accounting that you can emphasize in.
yeah.
Uh, so what exactly did your accounting degree and studies look
Yeah.
at specifically?
Yeah, so I graduated with just a degree in accounting, not necessarily like a specialization in any field, but there are different things that you can specialize in, whether it's tax or audit. Um, that's more the public accounting side. So it's really been fun to do kind of the nonprofit accounting side. I had never done that anything in nonprofit accounting really before. I interned at a tax firm, and then I worked there for a little bit after graduation too. So that was great to kind of be able to see that side of accounting too. and then be able to come work for a nonprofit. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's been great. It was definitely a learning experience, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do you work a lot with the Form 990 and
Yeah, so we have a firm, I work with the firm that does that for us. I do more of the day-to-day kind of accounting for them.
Mhm.
But we just finished up our audit, our annual audit. So working with the accounting firm doing that and our 990 form. So yeah,
Okay.
just kind of a little bit of everything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. I wonder what is the most difficult part of finances in a nonprofit,
Oh. Um,
in your opinion?
yeah. Well, I just think, oh gosh. There's a lot going on, so just kind of keeping everything straight. Yeah, I think just making sure that everything's well recorded, and just keeping up with the day to day. Because if you're on
Mhm.
top of that, then you're on top of it all. So, yeah, I think that it's just there's just a lot happening. I would say that's probably it. Just keeping track of everything. So
Yeah, because I mean, I have a general understanding of finances with
yeah,
nonprofits, but it's not my main emphasis
yeah,
at my job. But I mean, from my point of view, a nonprofit, I mean, you have donations coming in,
hmm
and you also, like you said, there are hundreds of events going
yeah,
on with
exactly.
different codes and itemizations. And
Yeah, yeah,
so I would imagine there's
yeah.
a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, there is, which I love. I'm very much a details person, so I
Mhm.
love that side of it, keeping track of all the little details. And that's and also why I like coordinating for the different artists too. It's just
Mhm.
keeping track. I just love details, so it fits perfectly. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm similar, but less financially oriented.
yeah, because we do probably a lot of the similar things. So
Yeah.
yes,
Cool. All right, so my next question for you
yeah,
is, do you have a favorite project that you've been a part of during your time
yeah.
at the Art Center?
So I would say probably our grand opening, just because there was so much, and I joined about 9 months prior to us opening. So just planning for that, and then it finally being there. The building was finished. When I started, we were giving tours in the building, but we all had to wear hard hats and vests, and it was a construction site. So it was cool seeing over the 9 months just it coming together and being finished, and then us opening in July. We had 4 days of grand opening events. So we had a donor dinner on stage. So that was really cool, and that was for our founding circle donors who donated to have the building built. And then we had our grand opening gala. We had the Detroit Symphony Orchestra was there. The Interlochen Festival Choir came. So that was really fun. And, it was a black tie event. And then we had a community open house. So just for anyone who wanted to come see the new building, just because, you know, they hadn't been inside before. And we had so many people come to that. It was such a fun day. And then we also had a day, we have a thing where you can purchase a seat, is what we call it. And you can put your name on the back of the seat. And so we kind of had a find your seat day. So people who had sponsored a seat were able to come and sit in the seat and find that. So that was another event. So yeah, it was just 4 days of, really kind of revealing the center to everyone in the community. And so it was fun to be a part of. It was fun to kind of see all of that planning come together. So
And it's a beautiful facility.
yeah, it's
And it's
gorgeous. It's right.
it's overlooking the the lake, right? The big
Yes.
lake. Yeah.
Yeah, the Little Traverse Bay. So overlooks that. Um, yeah, it's gorgeous. And so a lot of the elements within the building were made to mimic the Great Lakes. So we have a lot of waves, movements in the tile, lots of blues, lots of grays, and stone
Mhm.
color. So we really tried to kind of pull that into to the building's design as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun spot to work every day. So
Mhm. When would you say your busiest season is?
yeah, so for us, our busiest season is the summer, um, because that's when that's when northern Michigan is the busiest, and so that we usually have an event pretty much every weekend, starting Memorial Day weekend to
Mhm.
Labor Day. This year it's a little bit altered just due to the circumstances. We're actually starting July 5th. So we'll be going July 5th, and then we've been able to reschedule some concerts into October, so that's great. So it's just going to kind of push our season a little bit into the fall. So I
Mhm.
would say June, July, and August are definitely our busiest months.
Mhm.
And we do venue rentals too. So
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, yep. So people will come and rent it. We have well, I don't know if you saw when you were here, but we have I think it's about a 4,000 square foot outdoor rooftop terrace. So people,
Yes, I did go up there. I think you showed that to me actually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great spot. It's beautiful, like on a summer night. So people have receptions up there. We have community engagement room where they can have receptions. We have
Mhm.
people rent the theater for conferences and events of their own. So yeah, definitely a lot of activity in the summer between venue rentals and our own events and events that other arts organizations present there as well.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do any weddings ever
Yeah,
as well?
so we haven't yet. I believe we have a wedding scheduled this fall, but
Okay.
it is open for weddings reception. And I guess if you wanted to have your wedding there as well, that's open
Mhm.
too. So, yeah, I think this is our third summer. So, yeah,
It's crazy how time flies.
oh, I know. It is
Oh my
crazy.
goodness.
Yeah. It goes by so fast. And
Wow.
you're in one summer and then all of a sudden it's the next one. So,
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
yeah.
So my next question for you was, has there ever been an unexpected moment on the job for you?
Oh, I mean, I think there's just some things I hadn't worked at a performing arts center before this, so I think as far as like the artist coordination side of it, just some things that pop up that are just a little unexpected. I remember like one time we had a group come and there was a cellist and they had an upright bass, and so um, I just never done this before, but we had to buy a plane seat for the cello to come,
Yep.
and then getting the bass on a plane. So being in northern Michigan does have a couple unique aspects to it. So our airplane or our airport is a little bit smaller than your typical airport, and so I had to call like the airlines to see which airline had a plane that was big enough to hold the cello in its hold, that would come into that airport. So it turns out that
Yeah.
one of them ended up having a plane big enough, but just something I would have never thought of before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got them here and got their cello, got their bass, and they were set. So
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. And just, I'd be curious to see too. I'm sure you've had experiences too, but just different requests from different artists, and just
Mhm.
making sure that they are taken care of. So it's fun because everyone's different and everyone has different requests, and um,
Mhm.
so yeah, keeps it interesting.
Yeah. I remember one of my first experiences that was surprising to me at the symphony was I was an intern initially,
Okay.
and one of the first concerts I worked was at DeVos Hall with Ben Folds.
Oh yeah.
And he had just toured, he had come on a tour bus from Tennessee, And, I'm a brand new intern,
Yeah.
and it's Ben Folds who's won like numerous awards, and I'm just like in awe.
Yeah.
Just graduated college, like talking to him and his manager, and they asked me to go fold his laundry for him.
Yes.
So I had to go to the basement
Yep.
and go to the laundry room and fold his laundry, and I was just like, I'm folding a superstar's laundry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a surprising moment for me in
Yes.
my career. There have been other things just with certain instruments at concerts. I was working backstage once, auditions, and a gentleman, it was trumpet auditions,
Okay.
and he had set his trumpet down on a chair behind him and had come out to talk to the staff, and then goes back into his practice room, forgot the trumpet was on the chair, and he sat down on it,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it bent in half. We're just
Oh
like,
my word.
we had to, quickly figure out how do we help this person
Yeah.
to, move forward with their audition.
Right. Right.
Thankfully, we called Meyer Music, and they were able to, you know, get the instrument. They repaired it in one day,
Okay.
and
Wow.
then he was able to come back and audition the next day. But yeah, there have been a few stories like that where it's just like, oh my goodness.
Oh, that's crazy. Did he get the part or like the position?
No,
Okay. Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
which is a
that's
bummer, but it's still good that he got to still complete
yeah.
the audition and play.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I mean, with live music, there's always stuff, backstage that could go wrong, or you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one thing that was kind of surprising too is which I guess I had never really thought of, but sometimes when we have a performer who will use our grand piano, we'll have a tuner there who will tune it, before their sound check, after their sound check, and then they stay on so they can tune it again at intermission,
Mhm.
just to make sure that it's in tip top condition. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just stuff I never thought about before. All the stuff that goes into a live performance, but yeah, there's
Mhm.
definitely a lot happening behind the scenes. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then like you mentioned earlier too, with different artists, different soloists, different groups, they all have sort of different needs.
Yeah.
So reading through their contracts and just helping
Yeah,
them out, and you just have
exactly.
to be prepared for the unknown
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
plan as much as you can, but stuff always comes up. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, Amy, why don't you tell me more about how you initially, like, how did you know you wanted to play the piano?
um, well, so my mom played the piano when I was growing up, and my younger brother, and
Oh,
so I just really wanted to play it, seeing them play it. And
yeah.
or my mom asking my piano teacher, because normally my piano teacher didn't take students until they were about 7. But she was like, hey, like she's 6, like, can you make an exception? And she's like, sure. So I got to start a year early. And yeah, I just kind of, I loved it. So I just kept
Do you
going.
have do you have a favorite composer or favorite genre or piece that you like to play on the piano?
Yeah, so I love Beethoven. I love Beethoven sonatas. So those are probably like my favorite. Well, definitely my favorite to listen to, and my favorite to
Mhm.
play, for the most part. So yeah, I think he would be my favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And another question I just thought of for you.
Mhm.
Um, have you ever experienced, someone who's an audience member who's just so impacted by the music or the performance that they write into you guys and just talk about how much it's positively like the arts have just really spoken to them?
Yeah, I think probably not like a specific person sticking out in my mind, but probably the most would be we have an educational program, and so throughout the school year we'll have different performances, and students will come from the area schools to see performances on our stage. And so it's so fun having students because we have anyone from kindergarten to 12th grade come, and you get second graders writing in thank you letters, just
Yeah.
saying how much fun they had coming. So yeah, I think just seeing like students enjoying the arts is a really neat thing. We've had some master classes with some of our performers. So area high school students will get to do the master class and then come see the performance that night. So that's been really cool to see them be able to partake in that. We've kind of had, some meet and greet opportunities where some students can come meet the artists. So yeah, I think just overall, just seeing students like in the center and enjoying the arts when maybe they haven't had an opportunity to before. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's so cool, Amy, that you're able to, take your accounting, finance, and meld it with your love for music
yeah,
and work in the capacity that you do, because I don't think a lot of people have both of those things.
yeah, yeah.
And
Exactly. Yeah, it really is a dream job because it's
yeah.
kind of taking it really kind of is just like two different things and kind of melding them together. So I feel very fortunate, and I love the area that it is, and I love the
Yeah,
team that I work with. So yeah, it's great. I tell people all the time that it is my dream job. So
that's awesome.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah. So yeah, it's lots of fun.
All right. Well, any other things we should talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Just yeah, we're just looking forward to the summer season. Summer's kind of coming up here a little bit. It was sunny today, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming, and hopefully things
And
will proceed as usual. We'll see what happens, but
mhm. And if people are watching this and I post our interview, is there a website that people can look at to visit your arts
yeah,
performing arts center?
yeah. So it's the Great Lakes Center for the Arts. It's located in Bay Harbor, Michigan. And our website is greatlakescfa.org. So if you go there, you can see all of our performances coming up, and ways to buy tickets if you want to come. So
Great.
yeah,
And it's beautiful up there in the summer,
yeah,
so
it's so pretty. Yeah,
mhm.
it's amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, Amy, this has been such a good talk, and I learned some new things about what you guys all do up there,
yeah. Well,
which is
thank you
exciting.
so much for having me. This was fun.
Yeah. Yep. Best of luck, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you. You too, Larissa.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.